Joining us now is Sisi Hollywood, and Sisi has brought two guests. Sisi, who did you bring with us today?
And hello, Donna. It's so great to see you today. Yes, we start to say 你好.
Ni hao.
Yes, because we have an amazing guest today, Terry Chow from Beijing, and he's a very, very renowned educator in China. And he also has his own Sai company, which is a really famous agency in China. He's been doing a lot of film festival. But in the past 4 years, he's been so dedicated to determine that he wants to make a curriculum that to really help Chinese kids to learn how to make a film from zero.
Wonderful. Terry, welcome to the show. Nice to have you here. And
他说非常高兴今天能够来到节目现场。
你好，很高兴认识你，我带来北京的问候。
He said, "Welcome from Beijing to you. He's so happy to see you today."
thank you very much. Filmmaking really does unite the world, correct, Sisi?
Absolutely. 他说呢，这个电影的拍摄，它其实是真的嫁接起一个桥梁，就是东西方嫁接的一个桥梁。And you know what, Donna? It's an amazing thing. Is I feel like the filmmaking is about sharing the story. And no matter today where we are, and the most important is we're human beings. We have our experience, and we want to share. And the storytelling is the most fascinating way that build that bridge. And that's what Terry dedicated his energy to do that.
Lovely. And Terry, so we welcome you. We're so glad that you're here. And this is your book. You made this.
他说他非常高兴你来，然后他说这个就是你的书，对吧？
And so if I'm correct, this is how to start from beginning and through the whole entire process. So someone from middle school would learn how to make a film.
他说如果他没有理解错的话呢，这一本教材，他说是不是就是从零基础的这些孩子们，他们可以从零开始，然后一步一步学习，就真的学会怎么来创作一部电影。
这本书呢，它是从可以让没有任何电影基础的人从零学起，然后直至到完成自己的作品，完成自己的短片。
The amazing thing is this curriculum is different than all the curriculums you have seen.
Okay, it's
You know what
unique.
it is? So
It's unique.
Because this is actually not just to teach you from the the knowledge part, but actually the practice teach you from how to actually build from the scratch, nothing to actually finish a project.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
非常祝贺你，
And we also, in the studio, you brought in another guest, Keith, right? Would you like to introduce Keith?
Absolutely. Wow, Keith. I cannot even introduce him because he's such a beautiful human being. And he's very successful because he's actually the Academy Award filmmaker. And then his documentary movie won the Academy Award for the best director. But then he spent like decades, in education. He also have a middle school with his wife and teaching kids movies and films and art. And that is that link between him and Terry. That's how we created this curriculum together.
Beautiful. Keith, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Where are you
Good to
calling
see
in
you.
from? Good to see you too. Where are you calling in from today?
I'm calling from El Dorado Hills, California, where I live, up in the Sierra foothills. Beautiful, beautiful day. I bet it's cold where you are, but it's 75 degrees outside, and I'm going to go play tennis when this is over.
Tell us about your journey, Keith. What made you get into filmmaking?
Well, I've always been interested in the arts. My father was an artist, and early on, I became fascinated by photography and storytelling. And I don't know, it was just a natural evolution. I didn't really intend to become a professional filmmaker. I started out in medical school, but all my spare time was spent experimenting with films. And first thing you know, I won an Academy Award, and then the rest is history.
Congratulations. What was that moment like for you when you won that Academy Award?
Well, it's a little surrealistic, but the good news is that I have 8 children. And when I came home from Hollywood, I was feeling like I was really important. And my little daughter tugged on my knee and said that gold dog you brought home is really important, isn't it? And I said, yes. And then I realized for 3 days I'd hardly spoken to my children because I thought I was so important. And she said, do you love it? And I said, I do. I think I love it. And she said, Do you love it more than you love me? And then I realized I needed to keep Hollywood and golden trophies in perspective because it's about family, it's about, the important things. So that's the main takeaway from it. I got to kiss Raquel Welch. If you're old enough, you know who that is. But other than that,
Oh, I do indeed know who she is. Absolutely. Yes, one of the greats. And we're here with Terry and Sisi. How did you get a chance to meet them? How did you all start working together?
well,
Yes.
in 2000, Cece, perhaps you'd like to respond.
It's
Or,
like interesting because that time I remember was Bill, because I think Bill told you about that curriculum. And interesting that time, I think Keith, you were the one bring the IMAX into China, if I remember right? And you did a little IMAX project in China, so it actually has a very deep root history with the China communication, right?
yes, I actually in 2011. I went to China with the hope of building a theater at the Great Wall, an IMAX theater, and creating the definitive film on the history of the Great Wall, which project we still believe in and hope will happen one day. And over the years that followed, I became very involved in China, doing seminars and other things to talk about bridging the gap between Chinese storytelling and Hollywood storytelling, and made a lot of wonderful friends. And it was in that context that I met Bill, and we actually began our conversation about a project which is still alive, and in progress, hopefully. But that evolved into a friendship and this opportunity to work with Terry on the curriculum for middle school, and it's just been a great journey. I've loved it because I've made so many wonderful friends in China.
Absolutely, because I remember that was like 4 years now since the day one we started this curriculum. It's been a long journey, and Terry being spent a lot of time and effort to make it happen. And today, when we're holding this book in my hand, it really touches my hand, touches my heart. And Keith, can you share with us about, what's the biggest challenge when you create this curriculum? Because we know the Chinese kids, the education system in USA is quite different. I feel like Chinese kids, they are more in that kind of, what you call it, like more like a collective, like what the teacher told you, what you do, what you don't do. And I feel American kids are much more free spirit. And what do you think when you're creating this curriculum? What's your experience?
Well, we were aware of that, and tried to make an effort to find the middle ground, because we wanted a curriculum that would be compatible and acceptable to the Chinese educational system. At the same time, what's so critical about filmmaking is the individual vision and the individuality and the courage and the independence, and so the curriculum, in a subtle way, talks about that, and part of the training is to trust their judgment, trust their creative intuitions, and to sort of individualize their project. So hopefully we found a delicate balance which will make the curriculum acceptable in the Chinese educational system, at the same time really inspire these aspiring young filmmakers to reach beyond themselves and kind of break out of that, out of the mold, out of the group.
Yes, absolutely, right, Donna?
Yes. And what would Terry suggest, like some of the early equipment be? Like what would someone need in order to begin?
当然说呢，那就是对于一个初学者，一个电影的初学者来说，那么他们在开始这一本书的时候，这本教材拿在手里的时候，他们有哪些需要准备的？就是这个准备工作，他们需要做什么？
我认为他可能不需要做很多的准备，那么他可能喜欢去拍摄，喜欢有一些想法，把自己的想法转变成我们可以看得见的视频，那么他有这个想法就好，他就可以开始。
The interesting thing is it doesn't require a lot,
Okay.
but they do require that one of the most important is you're interested. Because when you're interested, then your creativity starts kicking on, and then you can start want to telling a story. And that's how curriculum help you, because you have idea, but how to execute that idea into actually become a product. It's actually become a film like you can share with not necessarily means you will have to or become like a Keith one day holding an Oscar, but at least we all want to share the stories with our friends, with our loved one. But this curriculum is teaching you how to from zero and step by step into a finished product.
I think it's so important, and I love the fact that we were all able to kind of even create this today. This is the first time that my television show has had one person calling in, two people on the set with a host all at the same time. And that's kind of the magic of what this is movie making or storytelling or just taking the technology and trying to push it just a little bit further.
You know what, Donna, you just mentioned something really, really important, and that's what I want to ask Keith too. So Keith, and you know, like right now, the technology, you mentioned that that's the only reason today we are able to sitting in the studio. And when Keith is not here, but we be able to communicate so well is because technology. And we all know right now the technology is really involved a lot. But what do you think, Keith? What do you think of the technology, like the AI technology, all those technology, what do you think that has impacted into the filmmaking industry for the younger kids?
Do we have 2 hours? Or do we have a few minutes? It's been a tremendous impact. I'd just like to make one comment, Donna, back to your other question. In terms of equipment, it's miraculous today because all of the tools to make a feature film are accessible to every consumer. I mean, basically, it's an iPhone right now, the iPhone 16 Pro and a Mac computer. You can make a feature film. And when I began, the access was extremely difficult because of the technology. And so Sisi's exactly right. The technology has revolutionized the motion picture industry, not only in terms of what goes on the screen, in terms of visual effects and now AI, and I'll talk a little bit about that, but because of the access to the process. And I hope that Terry's helps them understand that the goal is not to win an Academy Award necessarily, wonderful if they do, or even to become a notable filmmaker, a full-time profession, but rather have the opportunity to express themselves, to tell stories, to communicate ideas that are valuable. And now they can do that with the internet and with all the platforms and all the opportunities. So it's to me, that's the biggest advance in technology, is the access to motion picture making to everybody. Now, in terms of the big budget movies, the Hollywood movies, the kind of movies that we do, obviously visual effects have been around for quite a while, digital visual effects. Beginning really with George Lucas. He was a friend of mine, and I did some projects not with him, but at his studio years ago. But the AI now it's a question that's impossible to answer because it's too early. AI is already creating some startling visuals, video visuals, and certainly augmenting writing and other things. And there's a huge debate going on. I think that AI technology, like every technology, has an opportunity for good and an opportunity for evil, for progress and for falling backward. So I'm hoping that we'll be wise in applying AI in a positive way, but it's certainly going to revolutionize again, another technological leap forward. But again, to me, the biggest opportunity and the biggest change in technology is now every kid who can pick up a phone can make a movie. And I think that's wonderful.
I would agree 100%. I feel that it's all about being able to express ourselves, to express our ideas in any way that we possibly can, and making it accessible. But also, it's kind of both of you, Terry, in actually imparting, if you will, some of the knowledge and all of the techniques and the information that you have, that it's taking you and Keith a very long time. It might, when they say Picasso, yes, Picasso can paint, right? And why does one stroke make something so valuable in art, right? It's because of the years of knowledge. And I think it's so generous of spirit for you and for Keith and for everyone to share that technology and that knowledge, because we all start somewhere. Everybody that has accomplished anything in life first starts with taking an action, and this allows them to have the confidence to do so. So it's
Yes.
it's wonderful what you made.
Absolutely，因为 Donna 说她觉得你跟 Keith 很棒的一点是你们能够把一个想法然后付诸到实施，因为其实我们都知道这个千里之行始于足下，对吧？一定是要从一个起点开始。
对。
而且因为今天的这些科技呢，它允许我们能够就是通过一部手机，我们就可以开始向这个世界传输你的观念。传输你的这样的一个就是想法，然后讲一个故事，所以这些都是科技带给我们的一个改变。但是你们是带给这些改变的背后的这些非常辛勤工作的，然后这样的一个英雄，他觉得很棒。
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. You are welcome. So thank you to you and to Keith and to Sisi Hollywood. We wish you all the best and happy journeys. I hope when I'm out in California, I get a chance to meet you in person, Keith. But I thank you sincerely for being part of our show today and for bringing your wonderful book to life.
Thank you so much, Keith.
Okay.
Loved it.
Happy journeys, everyone.
Happy holidays. Yeah. See you. Can we say goodbye in Chinese?
Yes, please say goodbye in Chinese. I know ni hao. Teach me.
再见。
What is it?
再见。
再见。
Tai Chian?
再见。
Tai?
ZAI 再见。
Zai Chen.
再见。
Zai Chen.
再见。
And I'm sure Keith already knows that. Zai Chen. Thank you, everyone. Be well. Mwah.
谢谢。
Goodbye. Well, we hope you enjoyed that segment, no matter where you are in the world. We're trying to bring goodness to life in a universal energy with a universal love all around the world. Thanks for watching.